a seated position if that's what works for you. It can be hands and knees if you prefer that cat and cow or a child's pose to cobra. It can be standing if there's some initial standing range of motion that feels good for you to get going with, whatever your heart desires for these first couple of moments during our practice. And we'll start off as usual with just our brief scan of the body. So starting from the top of the head and moving down to the tips of the toes. As you take that scan of the body, just noticing without any judgment how you're feeling this evening, what's going on in the body this evening, where those points of tension are, where those spaces are that maybe could use a little bit of extra care this evening as we get moving, and those spaces that feel particularly good, and those that you can take those poses and postures up a half notch and give them that little challenge if you started off feeling good. As you complete that scan, I'd like to invite you to find the initial range or ranges of motion to get going with. So maybe you found that tension through the torso. Maybe it's a spinal twist or a lateral stretch. Maybe you're like that cat and cow or that child's pose to cobra. So you start with a couple of those ranges of motion. And we'll take about 5 or 6 nice deep breaths, a little bit of time here just to kind of get started with your practice on the right foot. Start off with that initial range of motion. Or if you have 2 or 3 that you like, give you a couple moments here to switch between them. Go ahead and take 2 or 3 more nice deep breaths, finishing out that initial set ranges of motion, bringing it back to your center. And we are going to start off when we bring it back together with our spinal twist. If you started at hands and knees and you'd like to do your spinal twist from there, I will let you know at a halfway, and you're welcome to find that inhale to extend the arm up towards the ceiling, and the exhale to circle it down and through. Or you can find that comfortable seated position. We'll start off with that first big inhale. If you like to keep your arms low, you can just find your long spine. If you like to bring your arms up as you come through center, you can extend those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Our next exhale is going to turn those shoulders in that first direction. If you're in that seated position, opposite hand around to the outside of that knee, same side hand around behind the back. From here, I'd like to invite you to go ahead and start to move at the pace that works best for you. Those inhales pulling you through center, finding that long spine. Those exhales pulling you in that opposite direction. If you're at that hands and knees, those inhales can pull those fingertips up towards the ceiling, and those exhales can pull that shoulder down towards the mat. We'll spend just a little bit of time here, so finding those nice deep breaths, finding that range of motion. Maybe as you get a little bit more comfortable with that range of motion, find a little bit of pressure through those hands to add a little bit of a deeper twist. If you are at that hands and knees and you're doing that single side, I want to invite you to go ahead and switch to that second side, that second direction with that left arm if you're moving the right for that first half. We've got a couple more nice deep breaths, so just keeping on going with that range of motion. Working on getting our spine nice and warmed up here. And let's go ahead and take 2 more nice deep breaths. If you're seated, 1 more time in each direction. As always, feel free to hit that third change of direction if you need to even up. When you finish out that second side, that final time, that inhale brings you back to center. And as always, if you're taking those arms up, that exhale brings us down and around. If you're at hands and knees, we're going to do our lateral stretch next. So you're welcome to stay there and do those lateral ranges of motion with the spine there, or you can bring it on around to seated and find this position for those lateral stretches. Let's take it right into it. That next inhale takes those arms out and up. We're going to stretch nice and long away from center, fingertips up towards the ceiling, nice big stretch. That exhale brings that first side hand down towards the mat, or maybe that elbow down towards the mat. That opposite hand comes up over top. Go ahead this time as well. Flow at the pace that works best for you. That inhale pulls you through center. That exhale pulls you in that second direction. If you're at hands and knees, we're looking over those shoulders and pulling that hip up towards our gaze to find that same side to side, that lateral range of motion. Fabulous. Go ahead and find 2 more nice deep breaths, or as always, that third change of direction. Make sure you hit that second side your final time. After that second and final change of, or second and final direction, that inhale pulls us up to center. That exhale circles the arms down and around. Alrighty, from here we're gonna do just a little upper body flow range of motion. For hands and knees, now would be a great time to bring it over to seated. That first inhale is gonna take those arms out and up towards the ceiling, finding another big stretch, fingertips nice and high. From here, I want you to pull those palms together. We're gonna interlace the fingers, pull them down to heart center, and then exhale as you press the palms out away from you, tucking the chin in towards the chest, rounding the spine up towards that back wall. Next inhale pulls those palms back up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch. Exhale circles the arms down and around. You can place the hands right behind the hips, or you can interlace them behind the back. Inhale to open up through the chest and pull the shoulder blades together. Next big exhale releases both those arms and those shoulders. We're going to do that just one more time through our inhale takes us up. Pulling those palms together, interlacing those fingers down to heart center. Exhale presses the palms forward, tucks the chin in towards the chest. Inhale pulls the palms back up towards the ceiling. Exhale circles them down and around. Interlace or place right behind the hips. Inhale to open up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale releases and relaxes. Let's just take a couple of quick shoulder circles to finish out this brief warm up. Nice big circles up towards the ears, maybe down and back, or maybe down in front. And then go ahead and change that direction. Same thing, just a few in that second direction. We're bringing them back, bring them forward. If you're bringing forward, bring them back. 2 more circles in this second direction. When you finish those 2, go ahead and relax them nice and low away from those ears. Fabulous, really brief lower body warm up. We're just gonna do a couple of quick forward folds. I want you to take those legs out nice and long in front of you. Our inhale finds our long spine. I want you to keep that long spine as you fold it forward. So hit the edge of your range of motion without rounding out that spine, keeping it with that fold. We're really focusing that on the lower body. With your next exhale, go ahead and release into it. Round the spine out, open the shoulder blades, fingertips out a little bit further, most likely finding that kind of total body stretch in our fold. Fabulous. We're going to come out of this and back into it just twice more. So with your next inhale, we're rolling it back up to that super long spine. Same thing, we'll find a little bit less of a hold at that long spine. So just folding it forward as soon as you hit the edge of your range of motion, then go ahead and release into it, round out the spine, open up the shoulder blades. Excellent. One final time, we're going to come out of it and back into it. Inhale rolls us up. When you hit the top of that range of motion, fold it forward, long spine as far as you can go, hit the edge of that range of motion, and then round and release into it. Fabulous. Next inhale rolls us back up, nice long spine. And we're going to make our transition on over just to downward facing dog. So making your way there in a way that works best for you. So a little bit different of a starting position this evening. Feel free to grab a sip of your beverage as you make your way over there, and be gentle with yourself, because as always, our first downward dog of the day, first inversion of the day, those legs can be nice and bent. Taking a couple of moments once you get there just to kind of start to relax into it, maybe pedaling out those heels. Maybe you nice and slow shake the head yes or no. Finding about 2 more nice deep breaths in this downward facing dog. Taking just a moment here. Excellent. If you were pedaling out those heels, go ahead and bring those legs nice and long. We're going to take it down to our child's pose. So knees come down wide, hips set back towards the heels. Nice little stretch for the lower back, for the shoulders, for the chest. From here, we're going to press it forward to our cobra. As always, I like to bring my knees in a little bit underneath my hips as I make that transition, and then press the hips down towards the mat. You can also take it down to that baby cobra. You need that little bit less intensity on the lower back. From here, we're going to lower it down, chest down to the mat once again. I want you to curl those toes under, activate the core, and then press it up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to drift out to our high push-up plank, taking those shoulders over those wrists. We're going to take just a moment once we reach that high plank position to activate the core, to think about that long spine. We don't want to cave in the shoulder blades. We want to keep them pulled apart. We don't want to cave in the lower back of the hips. We want to keep a nice long line from the shoulders to the heels. Excellent. Set that left knee down. Keep that right leg long. We're going to take that left foot out to the left side of the mat. Turn the inside of the foot to meet and open up towards our side plank or our gate. From here, we're going to take it fully into that side plank. So you can just extend it out with that knee down as a kickstand. You can take that left leg out to meet the right, or with that bent knee, you can just lift it up to meet the right for that little extra challenge. Just a moment here, because this is our first one. We're going to take it back down. That left knee meets, that right hand comes down. We're coming back to center to that plank position. Send that left foot out to meet the right. We're going to do that same exact thing on the second side. So right knee is going to come down. We're going to turn that right foot out towards the right side of the mat. Inside of the left foot meets, left arm lifts, and then we'll make that transition into that side plank. So again, first option, kickstand stays down. Second option, foot comes out to meet. Third option, that bent knee just lifts right up towards that other knee. Once again, brief, because we've got that first time here. Go ahead and bring it back down. Right knee meets, left hand comes down. We take it out to that push-up plank, and then we're going to do our chaturanga all the way down. So elbows stay close, lower down to the mat. When you hit the bottom, we've got one more cobra. From here, I want you to lower it down. We're going to take it out to a Superman. Chest comes back down to the mat. Arms extend out. We're just going to lift up once into a little Superman hold. If this bothers the lower back, you can always keep the legs down and just lift the arms. Next exhale brings us back down. I want you to pull those hands right into next to the chest. We're going to do a push-up to take it back one more time to our push-up plank. Toes or knees, press it directly up. And if you did use those knees, then go ahead and lift them, bring it to our plank position. And then press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. So lots of plank work tonight. Bear with me. We've got this. All right. From our downward facing dog, let's take it to that child's pose once again. Knees wide, hips back towards the heels. Which is going to bring us forward to our cobra. Once again, as always, I like to bring my knees in. Lowering the chest, bringing it down, curling the toes under, activating the core, and then pressing those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Here comes that high push-up plank position, shoulders over wrists. We've got two options here as we take it into our first side plank. You can once again set that left knee down, turn it out to the side, and open up that right arm, or you can go right from that side plank, setting those heels down, opening that right arm towards the ceiling. We're back in that plank position. Either option is fabulous, and if you want that extra challenge, you can pull that left knee in underneath so it's still in that float. Next exhale is going to bring us down through center. You can transition the same exact way we did before. You can just set that right hand down if you don't want to put that knee down, and then same thing second side. So again, you can set that right knee down, turn it to the side, and then lift, or you can take it right there from that plank. A little bit longer of a hold on this second side. Go ahead and bring it back down to center, that high push-up plank position. Chaturanga up next. Lower it down all the way to the mat, and then press it up into that cobra. Back down through that Superman hold. So chest lowers down, arms extend out. We lift it up nice and high. A little hold when you get there. A little bit of lower back work. Fabulous. Next exhale lowers it down. Pulls those hands in. Again, toes or knees is going to bring us into that push-up to take it one final time into that push-up plank position. And then send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Fabulous work, you guys. We're going to do that one more time before we change it up and do something a little bit different. We're in our down dog here. We're going to take it to our child's pose. Knees wide, hips back towards the heels. Excellent. Out to that cobra next. Or taking it up to that plank, curl those toes under, press those hips up, and then bring it up to that downward facing dog. Float it back out. High push-up plank position. Here come those side planks. Same two options, starting with that right hand lifting, whether that left knee comes down first or not. If you want that extra challenge, you can take that top foot up if that bottom foot is planted. One more inhale here. Exhale brings us through center. Same thing, second side. Opposite side, left arm lifts. Again, that right knee can always be down. That left leg can lift, taking the option that works best for you in this side plank. Next exhale brings us back down to center. High push-up plank takes us to our chaturanga, all the way down to the mat, and then cobra. Nice. Go ahead, lower it down. Superman hold, extends those arms out, lifts us up both directions. Excellent. Next exhale lowers us down, pulls those hands in. We've got one more push up, curl those toes under, toes or knees, pressing up from the floor. I know, tough range of motion. You guys got it. And then downward facing dog. Excellent. We're going to give those arms a little break. I want you to bend those knees, step those feet forward to meet the hands forward fold. Excellent. Let's take one halfway lift while we're down here. Our inhale takes us to our flat back, our long spine. Our exhale folds us forward. Next inhale is going to take us all the way up to that extended mountain. So we're rolling it up to that nice long spine. When you get to the top, take those arms up overhead. And then our exhale circles the arms down and around. We're just in our mountain pose. Those shoulders stay nice and low away from the ears. That core is going to start nice and activated. We're going to take our nice deep breath, leading with those arms, which will take us back into our forward fold. So next inhale takes us out. That exhale brings us into our forward fold, fingertips towards the toes. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And fold it forward. Let's take it into our chair pose next. Our inhale sweeps the arms up, sinks the hips back. Fabulous. We've got that nice long spine. So as always, if you can have the shoulders up surrounding the ears, that's excellent. But we don't want to sacrifice the lower back. So if that makes that lower back cave down, I want you to bring those arms out a little bit further. From here, we're taking it back to our crescent. Two options. You can fold it forward, step that right foot back nice and long, or from your chair, keep those knees bent. Lift that right heel, slide that right leg back, that left knee stays bent. We're in our crescent lunge. As always, an option for this crescent lunge is you can have that right knee down here. We're going to take this into a final twist. I want you to pull those palms together, bring the hands down to heart center. Those elbows come nice and wide. That right elbow is going to go across to send towards that left knee. If you set it down on that knee, that takes a little bit of the work out of the core, but gives you a deeper twist. If you float it off, we're working that core a little bit more and a little bit less deep of a twist. So choosing your option there. Next inhale is going to bring us back to center. Lengthen that torso, lengthen those arms. Warrior two's next. Turn the right heel down, open the arms, keep that bend in the left knee. Nice, peaceful. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Our exhale is going to cartwheel us all the way down. Left hand comes down, right hand comes down, right heel comes up. We're taking it back to that crescent one more time. Sweep those arms up, sink into that left knee. All right, we're going to do a transition here that I have not tried before in this class. So we're going to hinge forward those hips. Usually we go from our chair to our crescent with that slide back. This time we're going to go from our crescent to our chair. So I want you to take that weight onto that left knee. Keep that left knee bent as you pull that right knee in and then plant it down. We're right back in that chair pose. Not anything crazy, but just a little different. One more inhale. One more exhale. Can you sink a little deeper? Nice. Fold it forward, fingertips towards the toes, hips come up. Inhale rolls us all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale circles the arms down and around. We've got our deep breath to get us started. Inhale takes us up. Exhale folds us forward, fingertips towards the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And fold it forward. Here comes that chair once again. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Nice bend in those knees, nice long spine. That kind of modified squat position. Excellent work. All right, same two options for that transition. Left leg is going to go back this time. You can keep those knees bent and slide that left leg back, or as always, you can fold it forward and use those fingertips for support. Excellent work. We've got our spinal twist up next. Those palms come together, those hands come to heart center. We're sending our left elbow towards that right knee. Same two options. If you can make it there, you can set it down, get a deeper twist, stack those elbows. If not, we've got that spinal twist. Your core is working a little more. Next inhale brings us back to center. Lengthen the torso, lengthen the arms. Keep that bend in that right knee. We're taking it to warrior two. Left heel turns down, arms open. Excellent. Flip that front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Exhale's going to cartwheel us all the way down. Right hand, left heel, which is going to take us back to that crescent. Once again, sweeping those arms up. So keep that bend in that right knee. A little extra quad work here. All right, here's that transition back to our chair. So taking our weight kind of onto that right foot, hinging forward. Keep your bend in your right knee as you step your left foot forward. Excellent, excellent. Exhale, folds us forward, fingertips down, hips up. Inhale, rolls us all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. Let's go after it again. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Forward fold. Here comes that chair pose, sweeping those arms up, sinking those hips back. Lots of quad work tonight, lots of core work in that plank tonight. You guys got this. Nice, here comes our crescent. Right leg is gonna go back long, whether you fold it forward first or step it directly back from that chair pose. Take the option that works best for you. Spinal twist, palms together, hands to heart center, right elbow towards that left knee. Inhale is gonna bring us back to center. Long arms, keep that bend in that left knee, you got this. Warrior two, right heel turns down, arms open. Nice, peaceful, flips the front palm, lifts it up and back. Feel free to take that half bind, bring that right arm around behind the back if it feels good. Our exhale is gonna cartwheel us all the way down. Left hand, right heel, which takes us right back into our crescent. Sweep the arms up, sink into that left knee. Nice, let's take it back to our chair. Hinge forward those hips, weight onto that left leg. Slide that right leg forward, keep that left knee bent if you can. Nice, one more nice deep breath. Exhale, can you sink a little deeper? Inhale and exhale folds us forward, fingertips down, hips up. Fabulous work. Inhale rolls us all the way up to our extended mountain. Exhale circles the arms down and around. One more time through before we change it up again. Our inhale takes the arms out and up. Exhale folds us forward. Next up is that halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And that forward fold. Chair pose is up next, keeping it going. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Excellent little hold here. Fabulous. Next exhale takes that left leg and steps it back. Again, you can fold forward if you'd like to. Right knee is bent. That nice long left leg if you can, depending on how the hip feels. If you need that little extra bend in the knee, feel free. Spinal twist, palms together, hands to heart center. Send that left elbow towards that right knee. Whether you find that elbow on the knee or not, trying to stack those palms and find that nice deep twist. Fabulous work. Next inhale brings us back to center. Long torso, long arms. Bend in that right knee. Warrior two, left heel down, arms open. Peaceful, flip your front palm, lift it up. Again, you can find that half bind with that left arm here if you'd like. And our next exhale cartwheels us down. Right hand, left heel, which takes us back to our crescent. Sweep those arms up, find your balance. Excellent, here comes that chair. Holding it just slightly forward, weight onto that right leg. See if you can float nice and slow. Left leg towards the right. Find your chair when you get there. Fabulous. One more inhale. Exhale, can you sink a little deeper? And fold it forward, hips up, fingertips down. Fabulous. Inhale rolls us all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale circles the arms down and around. All right, before we change it up, before we do something, well, the same but different, feel free to grab a sip of your beverage. Feel free to shake anything out. Take a moment for you. Fabulous. Okay. And then we'll meet back at the top of our mat, getting ready to go back into it. We're changing it up just a little bit in that we're going to combine those previous two parts. We're bringing them together to increase that challenge, but decrease that time under tension. So finding the top of your mat, getting ready to go with our first big inhale to take those arms out. Our exhale is going to bring us into that forward fold, fingertips towards the mat. As we lift, flat back, long spine. And forward fold. Here comes that chair pose. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Nice, excellent. A little bit of a hold here. We're keeping working those quads. Looking good. Can you sink another 0.5 centimeter? Working so hard. You guys look great. Let's take that right foot back nice and long. Toes down, heel up, whether you find that fold to transition or go right from that chair. Spinal twist, palms together, hands to heart center. Send that right elbow towards that left knee for an extra challenge. Once you get there, you can extend that right arm out towards that left wall, floating it just slightly off of that knee for a little extra core here. That next inhale is going to pull us back to center. Nice long arms, nice left knee. Ooh. Let's take it to our warrior two. Right heel turns down, arms open up. Still, we've got that bend in our left knee. Let's flip that front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. And let's cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Rather than coming back to our crescent, we're going to add in that center piece here. So plant those hands, step that left leg back to meet the right, downward facing dog. All right, we're going back to where we started, child's pose, knees wide, hips back towards the heels. Which takes us forward to our cobra. Hips come forward, knees come in. Nice long torso. Front side body stretch. Fabulous. We're taking it back to our down dog. Curling those toes under, activate the core. Hips up and back. Take it out to our high push-up plank position. Here come those side planks. So left knee can come down. You can turn it out, or you can turn directly to that side. Right arm lifting up. Again, you've got a couple options. Bottom knee can bend and float. Top leg can lift and float. Nice long arms. Fabulous. Next exhale brings us down to center. High push-up plank position. Whether you have that knee down or not. Taking a moment here, let's transition to that other side. Again, if you'd like that right knee to come down, feel free. Or you can just turn and lift that left arm. Same couple options. Bottom knee can be bent. We're using those inner thighs. Top leg can lift. We're using those outer thighs. Next exhale brings us back down to center. Push-up plank takes us to our chaturanga, toes or knees. We lower, elbows stay close. When you hit the bottom, cobra or upward facing dog. Nice, we're gonna bring it back down. We've got our Superman, chest to the mat, arms out long, lifting up in both directions for that Superman. Nice, our exhale brings us down. Those arms come in right outside the chest, curl those toes under. We've got our push-up, pressing it up to that plank. And then our downward facing dog, hips up and back. Fabulous work. Left leg, three-legged dog, press it up. Bend that right knee, sweep the left leg forward. We're in our lunge. We're taking it right up to our crescent. Here's that final transition back towards our fold. When you hit that crescent, we're keeping that left knee bent. We're hinging forward at the hips. Weight onto our left leg. Right knee pulls in, and we plant that foot into our chair. Excellent. Next exhale, folds us forward, fingertips down, hips up. Inhale, rolls us up, extended mountain. Exhale, circles those arms down and around. All right, we've got one more time. We just got to hit that second side for this first 40 minutes. Inhale, takes the arms out and up. Exhale, folds us forward. Up next is that halfway lift. Take it to that flat back, that long spine. And fold it forward. Here comes our chair pose. Sweeping those arms up, sinking those hips back. Nice long spine, nice long arms. Nice, all right, you got those two options for transition. Left leg's gonna step back nice and long, toe down, heel up. Here comes our spinal twist, palms together, hands to heart center, left elbow sends towards that right knee, trying to stack those palms. Once again, if you want that extra core challenge, extend that left arm, that bottom arm towards your right wall. Nice, next inhale brings us back to center. Long arms, long torso. Warrior two, left heel down, arms open. Flip the front palm, lift it up, peaceful. Or cartwheeling it down, right hand, left heel, which is gonna take us back to our downward facing dog. Right foot goes back to meet the left. Child's pose, knees wide, hips back towards the heels. Excellent, let's take it to cobra. Hips press forward, arms can be long. You can always do that baby cobra. Turn those toes under, hips up and back, down dog. Out to the high push-up plank, shoulders over wrists. Side plank, first side. Bringing that right arm up. Left arm is nice and stable, whether that bottom knee is up, bottom knee is down. Wherever you need to be, any of those options. One more inhale. Exhale brings us through center. Back to that nice high push-up plank position. And then let's make that transition on over. Left hand is down, right arm opens no matter where those legs go. Same couple of options. Keeping those hips nice and high, that nice long line from the shoulders to at least the knees. One more inhale. Exhale steps us back down to that high push-up plank, which takes us to our chaturanga. Toes or knees be lower. Into that cobra or up dog. Nice, setting the chest down, extending those arms out for that Superman. Lifting up for that little hold. We've got an extra couple of moments in this one. As always, if this bothers the lower back, maybe you just lift the upper body. Maybe you just lift the lower body, working those glutes. Excellent, excellent. Stay here for one more big inhale. Exhale, lowers. Pull those hands in, right outside the chest, toes or knees. Curl the toes under and press up into that push-up. High push-up plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Fabulous. Right leg, three-legged dog, press it up, bend the left knee, sweep the right leg forward, plant that foot down. Here comes our crescent, sweep the arms up, sink into that right knee, that long left leg. Another transition here, hinging just slightly forward too. Bring that left leg forward to meet the right. Chair pose. Excellent, excellent. Give me one more exhale. Can you get a little deeper? Exhale, fold it forward, hips up, fingertips down. Inhale, rolls us up, extended mountain. Lateral stretch, right arm comes down, left arm comes up over top. Inhale, pulls up to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. You can press the palms towards each other behind the back or interlace the hands, open up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. And nice big exhale to release. This brings us to the end of our first 40-minute way towards the top of your mat. We're going to start off with a few more nice deep breaths on this round. So if you're fitting off your range of motion, I'm preferred to do that for a little bit longer rather than join us for our first 2 deep breaths. We're going to do 3 in total. The third will take us to our forward fold. Our inhale takes us up. And our exhale just brings those arms down and around. One more just like that. Our inhale takes us up. Our exhale brings the arms down. On this third one, we'll have that forward fold with our exhale. Inhale takes us up. Exhale, fold those forward fingertips towards the toes. Go ahead and take that halfway lift. Find your flat back, your long spine, activate your core. We're practicing that long spine for our chair pose. Exhale folds us forward. Next time we are going to find that chair pose. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, sweeps the hips back. Take a moment. This will be one where we find a little longer of a hold. If you need to readjust those feet at all, feel free. As always, like I said, those arms can be up just around the ears, but not at the sacrifice of the lower back. I want you to make sure it's nice and long. Keep that core active in the front. Nice. Give me one more exhale. Inhale. And our exhale takes that right foot, steps it back nice and long into that crescent. Nice, fabulous. We've got that bend in that left knee. Spinal twist pulls the palms together, hands down to heart center. Send that right elbow towards that left knee. Same couple of options. That elbow can meet the knee. That elbow can float. You can extend that right arm towards that left wall. Any of those options is fabulous. Next inhale brings us back up to center. Nice long torso, nice long arms. Let's take it to that warrior two. Right heel turns down, arms open. Bend in that left knee stays there. Nice. Those hips readjust when we make that transition. Let's take it to peaceful. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Right arm can come around behind the back if you appreciate that. Nice. Let's cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Then that left foot's going to go back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Let's take it to our child's pose. Knees wide, hips back towards the heels. And let's bring it forward to Cobra. Making any readjustments that you need to. You can always feel free to find that baby Cobra if that's your preference there. We're going to take it right to our plank from here. So curling those toes under, bringing those hips up so that they're even with those shoulders. Skipping that down dog for this round. Nice. Here comes our side plank. Right arm lifts, whether you bring that left knee down or just turn those heels to the side. Maybe that top leg lifts. Maybe that bottom knee bends, wherever you need to be. Nice. Keep that core nice and long. Keep those hips nice and high. Use your next exhale to come back to center. Find that high push-up plank. We're going to hold there for just a second before we take that second side. High push-up plank. Pull that core underneath, belly button towards the spine. Awesome. Excellent work. Now let's take it to that second side. Right hand is down. Left arm is open wherever those feet need to be. Once again, maybe top leg lifts, maybe bottom leg lifts. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring it one more time back to that plank, little hold. Chaturanga, toes or knees, lower it down, elbows stay close into our Cobra or up dog. Nice, go ahead and lower that torso back down. We're taking it out to that Superman hold, arms extend out. We're lifting up in both directions. Same as I said before, if that lower back bothers you or those shoulders bother you, feel free to take any options here. Nice, stay with me here, a little extra hold. Can you squeeze the glutes a little more, lift a little higher? Next exhale lowers us down, pulls those hands in right outside the chest. Curl those toes under, use your push-up toes or knees to bring it back to that plank one more time. And then our downward facing dog. Left leg, three-legged dog, press it up and back, nice little stretch. Bend that right knee, sweep that left leg under, find that crescent lunge. When you find your balance, sweeping those arms up. Nice, here comes that transition back to our chair. Hinging just slightly forward. If on this one, you can take it even slower and just kind of float those toes forward so that they're next to that left leg. And then go ahead and step them down, chair pose. Taking your time on that one. Challenging those quads and that balance, way to work. Nice. Next exhale brings it to that forward fold, hips up. Inhale rolls us all the way up, extended mouth. Exhale circles the arms down and around. All right, excellent work. If you need any kind of spinal twist, any shoulder rolls, anything to shake it out a little bit, we've got 2 breaths. All righty, bringing it back to that mountain pose. This time we're just gonna do 1 preparatory breath with our arms leading. Our second one will take us into that forward fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale brings those arms down and around. Inhale takes us up. And exhale finds that fold. Take that halfway lift, that flat back, that long spine. And fold it forward. Here comes our chair. Go ahead and sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Nice long spine here. Find that nice bend in those knees. You prefer those feet to be right next to each other for this little extra hold. You can pull them towards each other, pressing those knees and those thighs into each other for that little bit of extra depth in your chair pose. Excellent work. Nice. All right, here we go back to that crescent. That left leg steps back nice and long, toe down, heel up, right knee bent. Finding your balance. Excellent work, you guys. Spinal twist, palms together, hands to heart center. Send that left elbow towards that right knee. Same 3 options. It can float, it can set down, it can float, and it can extend. Nice, fabulous. Bring it back to center. Long torso, long arms, bend in that right knee. Awesome. Warrior 2. Left heel turns down. Arms. Peaceful. Flip that front palm. Lift it up and back. Let's cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. Right foot goes back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Let's take it to child's pose. Knees wide, hips towards the heels. And forward to cobra. Knees come under those hips, and then we press the hips forward. Nice upper body stretch. Same as before, we're going to take it directly to our plank. So curling those toes under, activate the core, let your lower back take the hit on this one. Bring those hips up. With your exhale, bring it over to center. Regular plank, high push-up plank. Excellent. Stick to that second side. Left or right hand down, left arm lifts. Wherever those legs need to be, take your option. Nice work, you guys. Next exhale for you brings us back to center, back to that high push-up plank position. Chaturanga lowers us down. Elbows stay close, toes or knees lower to the mat, and then cobra or up dog. Excellent. Let's lower that chest back down to the mat. Extend those arms back out for our Superman hold. Lifting up again, take any modification that you might need to, but possibly in both directions. Arms and legs lift, little squeeze through the glutes, little work for the shoulders. Option to take this up a notch, adds our swimming from Pilates, opposite arm, opposite leg, get moving in tandem, side to side like you're trying to paddle to stay on top of a body of water. We're here for just another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower the body down. Pull those hands into right outside the chest. Using your push-up to bring it back up to that plank one more time. Toes or knees, either way is fabulous. Tough range of motion all the way from the floor. Excellent. Let's take it to that downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Nice right leg, 3-legged dog. Press it up. Bend that left knee, sweep that right leg forward, plant it down. Crescent lunge, find your balance, sweep the arms up. Nice. All right. Here comes that final transition towards that chair. So once again, see if you can keep it super slow. Lifting those toes, just kind of floating them forward, that bend in that right knee, and then plant that left foot down next to the right. So almost a little balance there, almost a little warrior three to chair. Nice. Keeping that hold for me, a couple of extra moments here. Give me one more breath. With that exhale, can you sink a little deeper? One more time, a little deeper. Awesome. Finish out with that fold, fingertips towards the toes, hips up. Relax that spine, give yourself a moment, maybe shake the head yes or no, maybe give those shoulders a couple circles, maybe you ragdoll it, finding that opposite elbow with that opposite hand, moving it side to side. Nice. You found that opposite elbow with that hand. Go ahead and extend those arms down. Bend the knees. Tap those fingertips down. Step that right foot back nice and long. Take that right knee down to the mat. You're going to take a moment in this low lunge, just pressing it forward. Maybe those elbows come down if that feels good. Maybe you put that little bit of pressure on the inside of that left knee just to press it out away from center for that flexor. Excellent. You're welcome to stay here. You've also got two other options. The first of those two options is your hamstring stretch, shifting those hips backward, lifting those front toes, lengthening that front leg. The second of those two options is your half pigeon, walking those left toes across the mat and in, setting that shin down and sending that right leg back nice and long. Either is fabulous, and if you're someone who likes to flow between that hamstring stretch and that low lunge, feel free to bring it front to back a few times. We've got about 4 nice deep breaths in any of those 3 options. Nice. All right. So we're going to change feet. You've got a couple of options to change feet. If you were in that front to back, you can just pull it through either that down dog or keep that knee down, step that left around. If you're in that pigeon, curl that right toe under, send those hips up, and then bring that right leg forward. Again, that left knee is going to meet. We're going to spend a moment in our low lunge on this second side. So right knee is bent, right foot is planted. Maybe you bring it down to those elbows. Maybe put that little pressure on the inside of that right knee. Excellent. And then you've got those same 2 options to finish us off today. So once again, you can shift those hips back, lift those front toes. Maybe you find that little front to back flow, or maybe you walk that right foot across, put in towards that knee, send that shin down to the mat into our half pigeon. If this side's a little different than the first, that's okay. Once again, taking about 4 nice deep breaths in this. Alrighty, fabulous. We're going to finish out with a brief Shavasana. So from the position that you're in, making your preferred transition towards your preferred Shavasana pose. So maybe you're in that pigeon, and just roll it to that hip and bring that left leg around. Maybe you're in that lunge, so you kind of bring it back. Maybe you find child pose. Maybe you bring it down to your back. Maybe you bring it to seated. Maybe you find legs up the wall. As we move towards our Shavasana, first couple of moments, I invite you to finish out with any final ranges of motion that'll feel good. Maybe if you're on your back, you let the head rock side to side. Maybe you pull the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you find happy baby. If you're in that child's pose, maybe you walk those hands side to side, find that stretch. Maybe you put those hands around behind. If you're seated, maybe it's a twist or a lateral stretch. Take the option that feels right to finish your practice off with. Taking about 4 nice deep breaths wherever you are, finishing that range of emotion out. Excellent. With your next exhale, I want you to go ahead and make your way to that final resting pose, that final resting position. Once again, maybe you're down on your back, maybe knees are bent, feet are planted, knees knocked together. Maybe arms are up overhead, maybe they're down by your side, maybe they're on your belly. Child pose is also fabulous. Seated is also fabulous. Let's take that scan of the body once again, starting from the top of the head and moving down to the tips of the toes. We're in a little different position than maybe we started in, and that's okay. Maybe this is a little different. Once again, it's without any judgment. So we're just noticing where we're at now, noticing if it's different than when we started, noticing those places that are the same as when we started. When you complete that scan, I then want you to bring your attention to your breath. In these next couple of moments to really allow yourself some nice deep cleansing breaths, maybe in through the nose, out through the mouth. If that's not comfortable for you, feel free to continue breathing in the way that best suits you. Allowing that expansion of the lungs, of the chest, of the ribs, of the belly as you inhale. Pull all of that new air in. As you exhale, really getting rid of that old air. Like I said, those nice deep cleansing breaths. Take about 3 more of those. And then for our final little piece today, 2 options. If you're a visualization person, I'd like to invite you to visualize your happy place. Visualize that space on the earth that feels good for you, that brings that smile or that peace to you. Allowing yourself to see yourself there, allowing your shoulders to release, allowing your tongue to come away from the roof of your mouth and muscles of your face to relax. If you are not a visualization person, I invite you to either think of something that makes you feel good inside, makes you feel that feeling inside, or think of something that you're thankful for today. Taking 2 more nice deep breaths, allowing that peace and that happiness to just fill the body, finishing off our practice on the right note. Next inhale, I want you to stretch long away from center from whichever position you're in. Maybe you take the arms up overhead. Maybe you just allow for into the spine. Exhale pulls us in towards center. Maybe knees come in towards the chest. If you're seated, maybe you fold forward, wherever you need to be to come towards your center with your exhale. And then let's go ahead and make our way back to that comfortable seated position. If you're on your back, roll towards your favorite side and press yourself up. If you're in that child's pose, maybe come up to shins, wherever you need to make that transition from to bring it back to that comfortable seat. All right, let's finish off with 2 nice deep breaths, leading with those arms. That inhale takes us out. Exhale pulls us down and around. On this second one, those palms are going to meet up overhead. Inhale takes us up. When you get to the top, those palms meet, and we exhale to bring it down to heart center. Thank you, as always, so much for joining me on this Monday evening practice. I know what day of the week it is. It's Monday evening practice. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday night, great rest of your week. The light in me honors the light in you. Bowing as we say, namaste.